Coming up next, days after this chaotic scene in Utah, reaction is still pouring in after Charlie Kirk's murder. We talk with people in our area.
Plus, what the latest school student test scores show across the country and here in Pennsylvania.
And new concerns about jobs, unemployment rates, and inflation. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Patterson.
And I'm Katherine Schreiner. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, the suspect in the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk is expected in court today. It was 1 week ago tomorrow that Kirk was shot and killed during an event in Utah. Reporter Ava Brown is in our studio with the latest. Ava?
The 22-year-old accused of killing Charlie Kirk is expected to be formally charged with capital murder today in a Utah courtroom. The state's governor says Tyler Robinson is not cooperating with investigators. Nearly a week after the shocking murder, reaction is strong across the nation, including here in our area.
He was just shot!
The stunning murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, caught on camera in Utah, is still sparking strong reactions across the country. At Penn State University, a candlelit vigil a few days ago allowed people to pay their respects and remember Kirk. College Republicans President Tristan Kilgore says he was surprised by the strong turnout.
It was truly amazing, and I think it shows the impact that he had.
Kilgore believes that reflected Kirk's focus on civic engagement, encouraging students to vote, get involved in politics, and make their voices heard.
It's not just for conservatives or Republicans, because there were college Democrats here. There were people who aren't involved in politics at all.
Charlie Kirk held one of his events at Penn State last fall. Sophomore Vincent Jones met him and says that made Kirk's killing feel much more personal.
I just had to go on a run, and I was just like, I need to refresh, think new thoughts, and just like get your head in the right space, because that's the hardest part to think of, is it could have happened here. It could have happened anywhere.
Jones says being just feet away from Kirk during his visit to Penn State made the news even tougher to process, knowing students in Utah were just as close when shots rang out.
And the fact that I was standing very close to him at an event here, it could have happened. And it's a scary thing to think about.
Kirk's murder has already put a new national spotlight on political violence at a time when tensions are already very high. Utah state records show suspect Tyler Robinson was a registered voter but not affiliated with a political party. One relative told investigators Robinson had grown more political recently. Live in the studio, I'm Ava Brown. Back to you.
Thanks, Ava. Pennsylvania is now in its third month of a state budget standoff. One of the key sticking points has been funding for SEPTA, the Public Transportation Authority in southeastern PA, and fixing its $200 million budget deficit. Last week, Governor Josh Shapiro approved a temporary fix to divert nearly $400 million from capital funds to SEPTA. Facing severe cuts, the agency has also increased fares. Lawmakers are hopeful state budget talks will help end the impasse soon.
Meantime, another big focus has been on jobs and unemployment across the state and the nation. A new report from the Congressional Budget Office says jobless rates, inflation, and economic growth are expected to be worse than expected this year before they improve next year. The latest U.S. unemployment numbers show the highest jobless rate in almost 4 years. That makes students at Penn State who are getting ready to enter the job market nervous, like Scott Brandner, a forensic science major.
Doesn't really matter where I might end up. I'm just trying to end up somewhere, and even that's not the easiest thing to do.
The long-term outlook for his field is positive. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 13% increase in demand between 2024 and 2034. But for now, it's concerning to Brandner and his fellow students.
I know a couple people who just graduated in my major and have taken 3 or 4 months to find anything suitable.
The largest downward job revision since the Great Recession in 2009 happened this past month, as nearly 1 million fewer jobs were available than originally reported back in March. Monthly job creation has decelerated to an average of 53,000. In the month of August, only 22,000 jobs have been generated, which is a large decrease from the August 2024 report of 142,000 jobs. These numbers come from the benchmark revisions, which are done yearly to better account for both new and closed businesses. A variety of markets are shown to be overestimating the amount of jobs. Those include leisure and hospitality with 176,000 fewer jobs, retailers with 126,000, and professional and business service companies with 158,000 fewer jobs. The numbers issued last week were preliminary, and the final revisions will be announced in February 2026. Experts say these latest revisions are likely to pressure the Federal Reserve to cut the benchmark interest rate during its upcoming meetings Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
In some local economic news, move over sheets, Wawa is coming to town. The company is expected to expand to 10 stores across central Pennsylvania, with 4 in Center County. Wawa has announced plans to open 1 in College Township at East College Avenue and Squirrel Drive. Other locations will include Benner Pike and Eagle Point in Benner Township, Earlestown Road and Old Fort Road in Potter Township, and North Atherton Street and Aaron Drive in Ferguson Township. Other stores will also open in Mifflin and Clinton counties next year. And construction continues at the new Happy Valley Casino at Nittany Mall. Now the casino has released details on its table game lineup. The casino will feature 30 live deal tables. There will be 16 blackjack and 3 roulette tables. Craps, mini baccarat, and Ultimate Texas Hold'em will each have 2 tables. Rounding out the lineup are single tables for Spanish 21, 3-card poker, and Mississippi Stud.
Another local project is underway. The center furnace stack is undergoing restoration for the first time in 60 years. It's maintained by the Center County Historical Society. The group received a $35,000 donation for the restoration. It was built in 1791 and was the first charcoal-fueled iron furnace in Center County. It began the rapid growth of iron furnaces and forges throughout central Pennsylvania. Plans for a proposed RV campground at the Bellefonte Airport are moving ahead. Benner Township supervisors have voted to approve a permit for up to 100 RV lots on 30 acres at the privately owned airport. The approval came with dozens of conditions, including a ban on tailgating and loud parties, plus requirements for fencing, landscaping, and a traffic study. Officials say this version meets zoning rules after earlier proposals were rejected.
The Nation's new student report card on testing progress is showing some numbers that are sobering. A decline in science, math, and reading scores among many students in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, teachers are seeing a mixed bag of results. Is your child performing up to standard in class? If not, they aren't alone. The NAEP has been mandated by Congress to provide national and state-level academic exam results for students in grades 4, 8, and 12 to measure student achievement. The most recent results, however, have some concern as math and reading scores for American 12th graders are at their lowest in decades, with only a third of high school seniors considered college-ready in math and reading. Elementary school teacher Amy List has been following it and has noticed some good and some bad.
Post-pandemic, there has been an increase most recently in math scores, so there is a rebound being shown in the test results. However, there has been a decrease in the test scores for science in grades 5 through 8. So I think it's really a mixed bag.
State officials for the Pennsylvania Department of Education, however, say that while nationally test scores are down, locally in Pennsylvania, students are doing well. In their statement, they say that in the 2023-2024 school year, results showed that overall statewide achievement continues to improve, and that attendance and four-year graduation rates are also up. They released their 2024-2025 data in November, where hopefully Pennsylvanians will continue to score above the national average. The latest report also shows another problem, rising absenteeism. Last year, nearly a third of high school seniors reported missing 3 or more days from school in the past month, up from 26% in 2019.
Still to come on the Center County Report. Will this stretch of sunny weather continue all week? We'll check the 7-day forecast.
And see what's invading a Pennsylvania river. Also coming up, a big turnout for a fun local event. But there's a serious side to this tradition and what it does for the Center County community. That story after the break.
A local legend in the State College area has died. Mimi Barish Coppersmith was a businesswoman, a beloved philanthropist, and a community leader for the area for decades. She was 92 years old. She arrived in State College as a Penn State student in 1950 and found Town and Gown magazine in the 60s. Her and her husband also owned an ad agency.
Sheetz customers will soon pay more for Hershey candy. The company confirmed that prices will rise 26% on certain king-sized and regular-sized Hershey bars after Hershey implemented a cost increase. The change at Sheetz, which takes effect this week, impacts popular items like Reese's, Hershey's, Kit Kats, and Paydays. Sheetz says that the increase applies only to Hershey products and that it's posting notices in all store locations.
A new study from Penn State researchers shows an invasive flathead catfish has become the top predator in the Susquehanna River. Scientists say these fish are dangerous for the river's ecosystem, other top predators, and native fisheries. Native to the Mississippi River Basin, the flatheads first appeared in the Pennsylvania River in 1991. They can grow more than 4 feet long and weigh almost 70 pounds.
Some great weather greeted people taking part in an annual event for a good cause in State College area. Kate Delmonico has the story.
Golfers from all over the country teed off at Penn State's golf courses for the annual United Way Golf Tournament. The event raises money for community programs that support education, financial stability, and health. United Way partners with Penn State and local vendors to make this tournament possible. Last year, it raised a record-breaking $100,000. Megan Evans has been with this program for over 15 years and says this event directly impacts the 22 agencies and 50 programs the organization supports.
But the programs that we fund are the ones that say, pay your child care because the food bank, we got you. We're going to feed you. So they work together to help everybody who's struggling, and we want them to thrive.
On the golf course, every swing is more than just another shot at par. Here, United Way Center County is making sure that all of the funds raised at the course today go directly back to the people that need it most. Susan Taylor co-chairs the tournament. She says United Way has been Penn State's charity of choice for 40 years and focuses on making a difference in Center County.
Please consider donating to the United Way because it is a very important part of our community.
In State College, I'm Kate Delmonico for the Center County Report.
United Way says that the core of its support comes from workplace, corporate, and individual giving. Now, let's check the weather.
Thanks, Ryan. And the reason for all of that beautiful golf weather is how dry it has been since August 1st. In State College, it has been the driest such stretch on record with only an inch 0.15 of an inch of rain there. In Williamsport, about a half an inch of rain, the third driest on record. Harrisburg, about 1.5 inches, and that is the fourth driest on record. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia both straddling around 2 inches of rain since August 1st, and those are both in the top 11 driest on record, and that has corresponded to an increase in drought coverage over the state of Pennsylvania. We have abnormally dry conditions here in State College, but just off to our northwest towards Bradford and the upper areas of Pennsylvania, a D1 that is a moderate drought and even severe drought starting to peak in just west of Pittsburgh. Now, if you're going out golfing today, it is going to be a dry day yet again, so if you're getting that afternoon tee time in, a beautiful stretch of weather. We have mostly cloudy conditions right now with 73 degrees, a northeasterly wind at 7 miles per hour. And we can see those clouds starting to filter in on our radar right now, and a little bit of green, that's rain. We haven't seen a lot of that recently, and that's because of a offshore low pressure system that is down here in Virginia. That is going to be pushing moisture this way for our Wednesday. So let's time out that moisture as we go throughout the rest of the night tonight. Those clouds continue to increase. We're going to start to see some showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in southeast Pennsylvania. But as we get towards the mid-afternoon hours of tomorrow, those isolated showers will start to head their way into central Pennsylvania. It's not going to be a widespread rain risk, very isolated in nature, but do make sure to bring that umbrella tomorrow. As we go throughout the rest of Wednesday and into Thursday, we're going to see the clouds decrease and an absolutely beautiful day on tap for Thursday. So for today, 80 degrees, partly cloudy skies with a northeasterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we step into tonight, those clouds are going to increase ahead of that low pressure system. Calm winds and a low of 54 degrees, which is right at average for this time of the year. And for tomorrow, 72, just below our averages with that chance of isolated showers, those winds remaining calm. Then as we step into our 7-day outlook, after that little blip on the radar for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going to be clear skies. Saturday and Sunday looking like a beautiful rest of the weekend. So guys, if you're getting that weekend tea time in, you're going to have a nice time.
It's a shame that there's no football game this weekend due to the bye week. It looks like it's very comfortable temperatures for tailgating out there.
Yeah. I mean, the cloud coverage would be perfect. You don't got to worry about a sunburn. I know I personally worry about a sunburn every game.
It would have been perfect to switch that FIU game with this weekend.
Yes.
It would have been great, that's for sure.
All right, let's now go to Patrick with the sports.
Coming up in sports, Penn State women's volleyball gets ready for a major challenge from an in-state rival. We'll tell you what's ahead. And Nittany Lion football remains undefeated and now looks ahead to one of the biggest games of the year. We've got the highlights and reaction from the last non-conference game of the season. I'm Patrick Gray with sports. Let's start with women's volleyball and a big in-state rivalry. Number 12, Penn State, is back in action tomorrow night, hosting number 7, Pitt, at Rec Hall. The Nittany Lions have won their last 2 matches and are 4-3 overall. Last year, the Lions lost in straight sets to the Panthers in Pittsburgh. Next, up after tomorrow, is a Friday match with Princeton. You can catch tomorrow night's matchup live on Penn State Com Radio. Now to Penn State football. The Nittany Lions are heading into their bye week after a big win against Villanova. That means extra time to get ready for the next week's whiteout against Oregon. Saturday's game against Nova gave Penn State a chance to tune up for the Big Ten season.
Sunny skies greeted the Beaver Stadium crowd as Penn State dominated Villanova 52-6. With an announced 109,000 in attendance, the Nittany Lions got ready for Big Ten play, but still have work to do on offense.
Offensively, we've just been inconsistent. Third down, we got to improve on third down. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
The first drive was capped off by a Nick Singleton rushing touchdown. He had 2 on the day. Those 2 scores move him into 3rd all-time in program history. The offense was stagnant until late in the second quarter when Trevor Pena caught a touchdown pass from Drew Allen. Kaytron Allen would find his way into the end zone late in the game, along with sophomore tight end Joey Schlafer. He caught the first touchdown of his career from backup quarterback Ethan Grunkmeyer. The real star of the show was the Jim Knowles-led defense, which came 1 play away from their 2nd consecutive shutout. Both Elliott Washington and Jamir Joseph had interceptions on the day, with Joseph returning his for a touchdown.
I thought our defense significantly took a step this week. Just more confidence, more command, more control of the defense.
The Nittany Lions now head into their bye week before they face the number 4 ranked Oregon Ducks in the whiteout game.
The Oregon whiteout game a week from Saturday kicks off at 7:30 p.m. and you can listen to it live on Penn State Com Radio. Over to high school football, the State College Little Lions were without star running back Deontay Sheffy for their home matchup against the Cumberland Valley Eagles over the weekend. After the whistle reporter, Massimo Buonagorio has the story.
State College running back Deontay Sheffy may have been out for today's game, but he won't be out for the rest of the season.
We're just focused on us right now. So obviously staying healthy, getting healthy, those are all key things. Try to maintain depth and give guys breaks so that we're fresh is really important as well.
With Sheffy out, the Little Lions gave running back Rowan Walker the start, and he came up big for State College in their win over Cumberland Valley.
Not surprised at all. I knew that this is who Rowan is. He's a warrior. He's out there every snap on defense. He is toting the load on the offensive side. He runs so hard, so passionate. So I'm super proud.
I was ready since week 1, even before the season, to step up when I needed to and make plays to help the team win.
How often can a team dominate a football game without their star Division I player? You've seen Deontay Sheffy perform right here at Memorial Field, but tonight he was on the sideline in street clothes.
It's tough, running so much, getting banged up every play, but you got to stay tough mentally and physically and keep pushing through it for the team.
I'm out here in the middle of the field, and sometimes you got to rely on your big fellas up front, and that's exactly what the Little Lions did today to control the pace of the game and run the ball effectively.
We had a 2-score lead, so being able to kind of slow that down and get the ball down in the end zone. And Connor made a couple nice throws on that as well. Got Jake Lukac in for the score.
State College moves back into the win column and will look to stay there as the season goes on.
You can see highlights and post-game reaction from the top local high school games this Friday on our sports show, After the Whistle. That's live at 11:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Penn State Student Media. Now to soccer. The Penn State women are back in action Thursday at home against Nebraska. They're on a 2-game win streak. And the men's team returns home Friday for its biggest game of the regular season, taking on the #1 ranked Indiana Hoosiers at Jeffrey Field. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. The Nittany Lions are looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Rutgers last week. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys.
No, Pat, I have never been to a game at the Rec Hall.
You know, Beaver Stadium gets all the glory around here, but to watch the best viewing experience is Rec Hall, in my opinion.
Honestly, last year getting to watch the volleyball team take home that win after getting to watch them in Rec Hall for so long, it was such an amazing experience.
This may have to be the year that I make it to a game.
And also, basketball changed their whiteout game to Rec Hall now, which really adds a whole in because it's smaller, it's louder, it's a lot of fun to go to.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, thanks, Patrick.
No, thank you.
Coming up next, State College needs your help to keep this holiday tradition lit. Find out what you can do when we come back.
It's warm right now, but the holidays are coming quickly. State College's Light Up Night is returning this fall, but the event needs help from the community to save one of its long-standing traditions. The annual event and tree lighting is set for November 20th, and the Downtown Improvement District is still searching for someone to donate a 25-foot evergreen tree to place at the Allen Street gates. The borough will help by taking care of and picking up and transporting the tree. If you'd like to help, contact the Downtown State College Improvement District.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us on Friday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X account, and you can see our stories on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.
Oh, that was good. That was so